Welcome to Hustle Vida, where cultura meets creativity and the grind never stops. I'm your host, Jessica Jeanz, and this is your go-to show for everything that moves the Latino community forward, right here in Houston, Texas, and beyond. We bring you exclusive interviews with artistas, entrepreneurs, changemakers who are redefining what it means to hustle. We shine the spotlight on local vendors, Latino-owned businesses who are making an impact. And of course, we turn up the volume with live performances with the best independent and up-and-coming artists, keeping the culture alive through música, pasión, y puro talento. Hustle Vida isn't just about entertainment, it's also about empowerment. We'll dive into stories that matter, from issues affecting Mexican-American lifestyle to community initiatives shaping our future. This is the space where voices are heard, where dreams are turned into reality, and where we celebrate the heartbeat of nuestra gente. Hustle Vida is proudly brought to you by Gonzalez Law Group and your trusted legal team that stands with our community. And Up Above Media, dedicated to elevating Latino voices in the Houston community. So whether you're an artist, an entrepreneur, or someone who supports the hustle, this is your show. This is your movement. This is our movement. Let's get into it. This is Hustle Vida. And today on the show, we have Latin R&B platinum recording artist. We have the one and only Frankie J in the building.
What's up, Jessica?
What's up, Frankie?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate the invite.
No, thank you for being here. I know you have a busy schedule, but I know now that you're in Houston.
I live here now.
You live here now.
I live here now, and I love it. I needed to come back. I've lived in Houston before, and moved back to San Diego, to California, but just I had the itch to come back, and plus the taxes are horrible in California, so I had to move back.
Yeah, there's so many people from Cali coming to Texas.
I think there's like over 1 million or something like that, people that came from California. Yeah. I don't know if that number is precise, but I heard that a lot of Californians are coming into Texas, and yeah, so sorry. we're coming back.
So yeah, and being that you've been here in Houston, do you have a favorite Mexican restaurant here already?
Oh,
have you?
Man, so since I've been back, it's been about 1.5 years now. I've been going to this place called Cielito Cafe.
Cielito Cafe.
It's a really, really cool spot because it's basically a house.
Okay.
Flipped into a restaurant.
Wait, I have been there.
Have you been there before?
Is it in the Heights?
It's in, I want to say it is in the Heights.
Yes, that I have been there before.
It's not too far from another restaurant that I actually love to go to. It's called La Cuchara.
Okay, yes.
So I don't know I'm sure you know that one.
Yes.
And so those two restaurants, you'll see me in those two restaurants back and forth. I love the chilaquiles that they have, the eggs. Like, I'm a very, I love breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mexican breakfast.
I like to have my cafecito, and enjoy my time and hang out for a little bit, and then start the day like that.
Yeah.
So those
welcome
two
back
restaurants.
to Houston, man. We'd love to have you. Now, you've been in the game, I mean, we're talking years and years, 30-year... But there's been a lot of achievement that's happened, and that's one of the reasons I wanted you on the show, because again, we are celebrating Latino cultura, and of course those success stories, and we talked a little bit, and I know a little bit about your upbringing and your story, but out the gate, you had this incredible, successful album, but it seemed easy. It seemed like you came out of nowhere, but you've been putting work for a while. We did talk about the Cumbia Kings, so tell us how that all began.
So before I even speak about the Cumbia Kings, there was a few years where I was doing freestyle music.
Okay.
And house music.
I'm a freestyle. I still listen to Debbie Deb and Stevie
Really?
B. Yes.
So I'm sure you know who this person is, George Lamond.
Yes.
So George Lamond is a very good friend of mine now, but I started singing a lot of his songs when I was a kid.
Vocally,
when I was maybe
great.
12, 13 years old, maybe 15 years old, and he was like my hero. He had that range. He had, in my opinion, one of the best voices of freestyle music. I call him the king.
Yes.
I know Stevie B is, I know they say that Stevie B is, which Stevie is actually a friend of mine as well. But to me, George Lamond is the ultimate. He is the, she's just the ultimate vocalist
for
when it
sure.
comes to freestyle music and on the dance world. But I started doing that, and I looked up to him. And of course, other groups like TKA, the Cover Girls, Sweet Sensation,
Yes.
Expose, Cynthia, Johnny O. I mean, you name it, the list goes on and on and on. I grew up with that music because my older brother used to DJ at quinceañeras, house parties. So, you know, he would bring up all these like records and crates and stuff. So I would help him whenever he would have parties. My mom and my dad always pushed my brother to take me wherever he went. He hated it because I was the chicle, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but they would always have me go with him so that there would be no trouble.
Yeah.
Or he wouldn't get in trouble.
Right,
Because
keep
not
an
that
eye
he
on him.
was this troublemaker, but you know, whenever you go out with you know, with the homies, you know, things happen. You know, I don't know. So I felt like they always wanted me to be with him so that he could take care of me.
Right.
You know, and be there with him, helping him at the same
vice
time.
versa.
But I learned a lot, you know, through that. And so freestyle and house music was kind of where it all began. And then Cumbia Kings came about. But Cumbia Kings was more of like an accident in a way.
Really?
Because when I was living out here in Texas, the first time I came to Texas, the very first city that I ever visited in Texas was Austin, Texas.
Okay.
This was in 97. 96 or 97. I was fresh out of high school. I had done my first year of college. College wasn't for me. So I started working regular jobs and wanted to pursue music. I just didn't know, you know, how serious or how true it would be, you know, my dream would be,
Right.
or would become, I should say.
Or especially since you hadn't
A
really seen
reality.
it done from anybody else.
Yeah, because
Right?
I was the first in my generation, you know, in my family to pursue that and really like make that happen. So during the time that I was going back and forth, you know, in California, Texas, California, I kept some relationships, you know, living in Austin, going back to San Diego. Nothing happened when I was in Austin. I tried, you know, the music thing, but it just wasn't happening for me. And I was doing, you know, the freestyle music, dance, freestyle. So I started working regular jobs, and then one day I received a call from my very good friend named John Paul Ramirez, whom I used to live with. He got a call from this guy named Charles Chavez, who later on became my manager in my career. And he said, hey, I just met up with A.B. Quintanilla, and he's looking for a kid that can sing both English and Spanish, that could do pop R&B, and, you know, but could speak English and Spanish fluently. That could sing both pop, you know, and R&B. So of course I was listening to all kinds of genres. I was listening to everything from mariachi, you know, pop, R&B, freestyle. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
And so he was like, man, I know just the guy. He goes, but he's not a group, you know, member per se. He wants to do the solo thing. So I don't know if he's going to take you up on this opportunity, but I'll give him a call and I'll ask. So, you know, he calls me and he goes, hey man, A.B. Quintanilla wants to know if you're up for an opportunity with this group called the Cumbia Kings. I didn't know who the Cumbia Kings were at the time, but apparently they had already been established.
Right.
They already had their first album, Amor, Familia, Respeto.
And this was after Selena already had passed.
Selena already had 5 years, I think, passed. She had already passed. And, you know, A.B. was trying, you know, this whole new project. And so I get a call from A.B. and starts to ask me about, like, my background and what kind of music I like and the things that I've done, and, you know, and so trying to get to know who I am and all that. And so I explained to him that I wanted to be a solo singer, solo artist, but that, you know, being the fact that if this opportunity could help me, that I would be willing to take a chance at it.
Yeah.
And so he goes, all right, man, well, you know, who have you worked with and what have you done? So I started telling him, I said, well, I was recording a lot of background, you know, vocals for a bunch of groups, you know, from Mexico, and working with all these different songwriters and producers at the time. I was working with Kiko Cibrián, with Claudia Brandt, and these are obviously big wigs in the industry.
Yeah, yeah.
Songwriters and producers, working with my friend Nir Sarusi, who later became the president of Sony.
Wow.
Sony Latin. And these were all like, you know, relationships that I had kept throughout, you know, my little span of time working in, you know, back and forth, San Diego to LA, LA to San Diego.
Yeah, that's how you were making your money at the time.
That's how I was getting paid. I was getting paid like $50 a demo, or $150 for $300 a session or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay, I know some of those people. I know those names. And he goes, well, why don't you send me like some of the songs that you've recorded? So back then it was mail. It wasn't no email.
No email, MP3. This was go check out my link in my bio.
If it was email, it would take forever to send the first, like 4 megabytes or something. It would take forever. So I ended up shipping him a CD of all these songs, and one of those songs that he heard was a song called Rompecabezas, which later on became one of the songs of the album. I want to say it was on the album Cuatro.
Okay.
And but yeah, he was very impressed.
Oh yeah,
you know,
sure.
with the vocals and all that stuff, and so he goes, hey man, like I'm sold, but I have a business partner. His name is Cruz Martinez, and I would love for him to hear you as well. Would you mind auditioning on the phone for him? I was like, no, not at all. So couple days passed, and he just goes, hey man, stay by the phone. I'm gonna call and with my business partner, and we'll chop it up with you and see if you can sing some songs. I was like, sure. I remember being so nervous at the time. I was like, man, these guys, you know, they put me on the spot. So at the time there was a song called Last Night by a group called As Yet.
As Yet. Mm-hmm.
Written by Babyface and L.A. Reid.
Really?
That was written and produced by Babyface and L.A. Reid.
Great song.
And I was listening to a lot of Babyface at the time, and so of course I was excited to audition for them on the phone, or for at least for Cruz. And so he just goes, hey man, you know, he calls me with Cruz on the other line, and we start talking. He seems like a cool dude. You know, they make me feel comfortable on the phone because they kind of noticed that I was feeling a little nervous. And so then finally they're like, all right, man, you know, shoot your shot. And so I did. I sang a little piece of it. There's that little part on the song where it goes, into your soul, I almost cried because it was so beautiful last night.
Yes.
So right when I sang that part, they're like, all right, it's over. Like, we're sold, you know? And so probably about a week later, they flew me out to Corpus. Of course, I needed to talk to my job, right? My boss. I was like, hey, man, I'm going to give you guys my 2 weeks notice. I still remember his name, Scott. And he goes, what are you talking about? Get out of here. Like, go pursue your dream.
Yes,
you know? And so I just remember looking at him, and I was like, almost in tears. And he goes, man, you don't belong here. And he goes, just go. And so I did. I shook his hand and gave him a big old hug, and I said, thank you for the opportunity, and I'm going to try this out. Next thing you know, I tell my parents that I'm going to Corpus. And I said, I don't know if I'm coming back.
Had you ever been to Corpus? Did you know? Okay.
I had never been to Corpus Christi. I didn't know what to expect. And so when I get there, when they fly me out, I remember flying in a Southwest Airlines flight. And I landed in Corpus. Aby and Vanjie, his first wife, picked me up in their BMW. And so I get there, And, you know, they start, you know, talking to me, and I'm just like, man, this is so cool. You know, this is very different for me. It was a very different environment, different world, you know, for me, because I was so used to, you know, California, San Diego, LA, and all that. And so coming to Texas was like a strange land, you know, for me.
Culture shock?
Culture shock, for sure. Although I had already been living in Austin. I was living in the farm market areas of Austin. And I just didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. But it was a really, really cool opportunity. I took it. I'm glad I did, because if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be doing this with you.
Right.
So I learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
Yeah. So so then you come out the gate with this, you know, incredible album. And at this point, you're a signed artist. So you're
solo artist now.
Okay.
Signed to Sony Columbia.
And so you release it. And did you already know that you were going to blend your styles with Inglés and Español? Did you already know that you were going to do that? Was this an intentional marketing strategy? Because I know when a lot of artists may come out in the scene, there may be some pushback when it comes to, you know, we had our freestyles and our Johnny O's, and we didn't really have a lot of, you know, that support.
Right, on the Latin side.
On the Latin side.
Well, I did that purposely because, you know, doing the English and Spanish back and forth with Cumbia Kings, I felt that it was important for me to push that side of who I really was and am, you know. Mexicano, you know, born in Mexico, but raised in the United States. And for me, it was important. It was such an important factor of me representing my culture, my people. I honestly didn't know how it was going to go. Yeah. If it would be accepted, especially me doing R&B music.
In
or
the
pop
climate.
R&B in an era where it was very not, like, it was very, it was an open market back then. It was a rarity.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you had, you know, Barrio Boys. That was doing, you know, the pop R&B. You had New Flavor. That was doing also pop R&B. And you had Voices of Theory. I don't know if you remember Voices of Theory.
Yes, all of this.
That I want to say. I mean, they had some, you know, some success, but again, you know, those groups were not able to maintain it due to the challenges, I'm assuming, you know.
Right.
Because it wasn't really a thing back then. It was tough. It wasn't easy for a Mexicano or a Latino, per se, to do R&B music. I mean, I could even take it back further, who, in my opinion, was the first to ever do it, both in, well, not in Spanish, but on the English side, was a good friend of mine now. His name is Bobby Ross Avila. He had a song called La La Means I Love You.
Yes.
And he was touring with New Kids on the Block. Mexicano. Born in the States, raised in the States.
Okay.
And I think he was the very, very first of its kind. And he was, what, 12 years old? I remember that because we're the same age.
Wow.
I think he's older than me by a year.
Okay.
But that was the first time that I ever saw that. It was like, wait a minute, that guy looks like me. I look like him. Like, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
And of course, that's when I started seeing the ripple effect with Barrio Boys, Voices of Theory, New Flavor. And I was like, this is actually pretty cool. So by me jumping from cumbia to R&B was a flip.
Right.
Like nobody, like not even my own colleagues, believed that I could make it.
Wow. What kind of things were they saying?
Well, don't do that. It's going to be, you know, basically a suicide mission. It's going to kill your career. Stick over here, like stick to us, or, you know, stick to the Spanish stuff. Because if you do R&B, you're not black. You're Mexican. What are you doing? You know, you're basically, you're going to shoot your shot and you're going to miss it. And I was like, nah, I have something that I believe in this. Like, if I see Barrio Boys and Voices of Theory and New Flavor and my boy Bobby Ross Avila doing what they're doing. Why can't I have that same opportunity? I go, you guys just don't understand. I believe in what I'm doing.
Wow.
If you guys don't believe in me, then that's on you.
Right.
But let me try this because I really want to try this, just to see for myself.
Right.
And they're like, all right, go ahead. Next thing you know, the first single, which I wrote while I was in the Cumbia Kings, became the first single. It was a song called Don't Want to Try. And at the time, I was going through a really bad breakup, like a really bad time in my life where I was like choosing my career over my relationship. And it was, when I wrote it, and I was like, man, I feel like I can do this. Like this thing is, it's a song that hits home, to me. So if it hits home to me, I think it's gonna reflect, and I think a lot of people are gonna relate to this.
Yes.
And I remember at the time when I was telling, my manager, which we were both kind of learning, together in the industry. I was like, this is going to be my single. I want this to be my single. I go, and I have a feeling about this. I have a really good feeling about this. And when it came out on the radio, I was like, man, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I believed it, but I couldn't believe it at the same time. I was like, man, this sounds really nice. Yeah, heavy rotation all over the radio. And it was it started in Corpus, went to El Paso, went to Chicago, went to New York, Miami, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, this is everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have to say anything, but my colleagues knew.
Yeah. And then you flipped it and did it in Spanish.
I did it in Spanish. Well, I wrote it first in English. Mm-hmm. I translated it in Spanish immediately. I didn't even think twice about it. I did it in Spanish.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to do because Don't Want to Try doesn't sound like Ya no es igual.
Yeah.
But it's the same syllables.
Yes.
So for me, whenever I translate anything, it has to mean the same, and it has to have the identical syllables of the record, of the song, for it to work.
Yeah.
And it was tough. It took me a little bit to do it. I remember spending a few hours in my room just translating word for word, and it worked. It was a hit in English and it was a hit in Spanish. So we were
amazing. It
was both, on the Hot 100 Billboard charts, English, and then on the Billboard charts on the Latin side.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool to see that.
I was going to ask if you knew that, but you just said that you just knew.
I felt it.
You felt that.
Yeah, I definitely felt it. I didn't know to what degree, like how far it would go. But I knew that there was something special about that record. And I remember when I first, when I was producing it with my friend Jaime, James Galvez, I told him, I said, listen, I listened to a lot of Nice and Slow by Usher. I listened to Tender Love by the Foursome Ds. I go,
and you can definitely hear the influence.
There's a little bit of Maxwell in the music,
falsettos.
A woman's work, the falsettos. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I go, just pay attention to that. I go, because when I remember sending him the song, I sent him the chords that I had, very simple, and he just went and took it over the top, because he's a much better piano player than me. Yeah. And so the work that you hear is his piano playing. Beautiful. I just went and learned from him, Yeah. But yeah, it worked out, and funny enough, in the same closet, same house where I recorded Don't Want to Try, that's where I recorded Sugar Sugar.
Nice.
And wrote Sugar Sugar with Ronnie.
Wow.
So in Chula Vista, San Diego, both of those songs were recorded.
Wow. And that's just been just a phenomenal just movement in its own. Just everybody from different cultures.
It's been
everybody
really cool.
knows Sugar Sugar.
It's been really, really cool.
And was the idea already to have Bash? Because you guys are from the same area? Did you?
Well, me and Bash met through the Cumbia Kings.
Okay.
Because Bash was obviously with the Dope House family. Mm-hmm. And I remember I never worked or planned on working with anyone from that camp, because I felt that it was far-fetched for me. I was like, well, these guys are rappers.
Right.
What am I going to do with rappers? I'm a singer, so, and plus they got their own thing going. But I had heard through my friend Jason, DJ Kane, that at the time, Baby Beesh, right?
Yes.
He wanted to meet me. He was like, hey, man, I want to meet your friend Cisco, because at the time that's what they were calling me, Cisco. And he goes, man, I want to meet your friend Cisco. You got, bring him on, man, so we can work. And so one time, I want to say, we did a show in Houston, here in Houston. Was it the Astrodome, I think, or the? It was a big concert.
Compact
it was a big event.
Center, maybe.
Maybe, but that night, I didn't know that this was going to happen. That night, apparently they had a van that was going to go up on stage, and then they were going to open up the doors.
Yeah.
And me,
Come
DJ,
out?
and Baby Drew, right? We're going to step out of the van. But I was like, oh, that sounds cool. That's actually pretty dope. That's a cool concept. I would love to do that. Not knowing that it was going to be a van full of smoke. So,
Same old Baby Bash.
Yeah, so I was like, man, when I got out of that van, I was like, yo, what's going on over here? But nonetheless, it was a cool gig, and that was kind of like the introduction. That's how we met, and soon after that, we just became friends. And I think one day he was traveling. He had called me and he was traveling. He was saying, "Hey man, I'm going to Cali," or I think it was visiting his family. And I picked up the phone. I was like, "Hey man, I'm in San Diego." He goes, "Hey dog, well I'm gonna be out there, blah blah blah." He goes, "Let's get together," and that's when we wrote Sugar Sugar.
Sugar Sugar, man. And congratulations on all
Yeah.
that, because we all
Thank you.
still love it to this day. And, it's one of those records, like, that just cross those boundaries. And
Yeah.
that's why I feel like it's so important, because there's been so much crossover. There's been so many boundaries and walls and
Right.
barriers have been broken because of that record. And even just the collab itself, the rap R&B thing, that was
Yeah.
kind of really new to the scene. And you guys tapped into that so early on.
Well, as he says, it's the gift that keeps
You
on
don't give
giving.
it. The checks are nice.
It's true. It's very true. The chicks are nice, and it's been cool to see the growth of that song, because even today, the kids in TikTok, they perform that song, or they'll play the song on their background, and it just keeps going. It
Right.
keeps going. So, I feel like when you write songs, you just have to have fun.
Yeah.
You can't think about, oh, this is going to be a big hit. Because if you start thinking that way, you immediately lose the essence of why you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
Because now you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be rich, or I want this hit, or this is going to be a massive record. You basically start like taking yourself away, detaching from the artwork.
Right.
And I think when we were writing Sugar Sugar, we never thought of it that way. We were just
Having
enjoying the
fun.
time together and having fun. Even when I was writing Don't Want to Try, I never even imagined. Like, I didn't even think, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a hit. It was just something that just came out.
And it was something real, choosing
real.
yourself, right? Like choosing
Yeah.
yourself from a heartbreak. And
Right.
I love that about even men these days. I feel that more men are choosing themselves over what other people want from them.
Yeah.
Just kind of living their own lives and making their own way,
Yeah.
whatever their dreams are.
Yeah, you have to think about what it is that you want to do, and the things that you're going through in your life, and reflect. And if you're a writer, write about it. Write about it. I mean, if you're having a good time at that moment, write about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's also very therapeutical.
Yeah.
And it helps the heart. It helps
sure.
soothe whatever it is that you're going through. So I think that's one thing that, as a songwriter, you can't get lost in the thought of, oh, this is going to be a big record.
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
Right.
You really don't know. If it feels good to you, then cool. But I try to stay away from
thinking too much into it and just going with the feel.
Exactly.
I'm grateful for you. I'm so thankful for you because, again, growing up here, Mexican American, and watching, and one of my favorite genres growing up, like we talked about freestyle and R&B music, and that to me was something that was always inspiring to see. Like, man, like he's Mexican, he's a Latino, and he's singing, and his voice is incredible, and it was just to see somebody like me achieve the things that you have. It's more than just music. It's more than just music barriers.
Right.
This is a whole movement that's continuing to happen, and you guys are catalysts for that. And so I'm so appreciative of that.
That means a lot. That really does. It means a lot because I see a lot of the newer kids and new generation artists that are coming out, and when I meet some of them, they always say like, "Man, thank you for paving the way. Thank you for being that rarity when, we weren't being seen in that, on
MTV, and we could see you on national television.
Yeah, on
and
BT, MTV. Like, man, you guys really did break down some barriers for us and knocked down some doors and opened these
Kicked
doors.
them down.
Forced them down to open the doors. And so it makes me feel good because it's like, wow, that's really cool. I mean, we struggled. It wasn't easy for us. Being Mexicano and doing the kind of music that we do, we received a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
We got a lot of pushback from in a lot of areas. I won't get too deep into it, but maybe I'll do a documentary about it later on.
You should.
But it's really cool to see where we're at now and what we're doing still to this day after 25 years.
And you guys are still on
going.
tour. I mean,
we're still touring. We travel around the world.
Yeah.
We're not just here, and nationally we're international, and it's a beautiful feeling to know that our music is being heard throughout the world. It's not just
regional
here,
thing.
regional.
Right,
Yeah, it's more. It's like a global thing, and to see, like, whenever I see the stats of the records, they're like, wow, Africa, oh, Russia. Oh, Germany?
God.
Oh, this is really cool. Japan? Philippines? And you're like, wow, this is where the music is traveling to. And even before social media, I was seeing all these different parts of the world hearing the songs. And I'm like, wow, it's
beautiful.
This is really cool. Yeah, it's a gift from God. And, and so yet here we are, 20 odd years in the making, still going strong, still traveling, still doing shows, selling out shows, or just having a great time.
Right. All right, man. Thank you so much for joining us, Frankie J, sharing all of your music with us, with the world, all of the accomplishments and the doors and barriers like we talked about that you have just broken down. And, I hope to continue to support more Latino R&B. So this was part of what this platform is for, to highlight a lot of the Mexican-American and Latino artists underground and give them a place, give them a platform to be able to live and shine. And a lot of it is thanks to you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
For
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me here at your show. This has been an honor for me, and this is cool what you're doing. You're acknowledging the talent and, of course, the people that have either come, before or after, and this is really, really cool. It was nice.
Well, stick around because we want to actually do a little something. If you could bless us with your vocals,
absolutely.
And we've got more with Frankie J. But before we do that, I want to let everybody know what you have coming up, where they can follow you and be able to keep up with you.
Well, they can follow me on my social medias. Instagram, it's The Real Frankie J. TikTok is The Real Frankie J. My Facebook is Frankie J Official. What is it now, X or Twitter?
X.
It's X, at The Real Frankie J. I'm always trying to respond and reply to the fans. Don't pay attention to all those fake accounts. There's so much going on out there.
Right.
People are just trying. They're doing the most. Just be careful with all those fake accounts. I get a lot of that. But social media, that's where you can find me. And Yeah.
Coming to a city near you, so.
Yes.
All right, Frankie, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for watching Hustle Vida. Hola, gente. I'm your host, Jessica Jeanz, and you're watching Hustle Vida. And of course, we're always going to tap into the community and what is important to the Latino community. And we do have a special guest with us today. We have Miss Amanda Marroquin, and she is Miss Teen Houston Latina.
Everyone.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about the honor that you've had to represent Teen Houston Latina and how that came about.
Yeah, so it's been an amazing journey so far, and I've loved having this role, and I've been able to help out so many people and help out my community, and that's what it's all about, and I've been very thankful for it.
Yeah, so this was a pageant. Had you been in pageants before all your life?
No, so this is my first time, and
What?
so yes, it's been incredible. I've been able to meet a lot of different people and do a lot of different things. So I'm a dancer and a choreographer, and so it's different. You know, dance and pageantry, it's very different. So
Right. So tell me a little bit about your background. Are you from Houston? Are you from the area?
yes, I'm actually from Houston. Yeah.
Okay, and you're 16 years old.
Yes, I'm
so
16.
you're still in high school. What
Yes.
high school do you attend?
I attend at Calvin Elms Charter High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so are you up for graduation soon? I know that you've gotten a lot of credits because of some of the community work that you've done. Does that help out?
Yes, so right now I'm a junior in high school, and so I have senior year, and then I get to go off to college, and so I'm super excited about that.
Awesome. Now, I do want to talk about some of your initiatives. So I did bring you here because you're part of an organization that you've been really, really vocal about and helping a lot in the community, and it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I know it's going to mean a lot to our viewers. And you partnered with an organization called BEAR.
Yes.
So tell me about how you linked up with them and what the initiative is.
So I actually got linked up by mutuals, and when I found out that Bear needs, help with shoes, I was all for it. Shoes is a big necessity, especially for kids. It can prevent kids from going outside, going to school, doing daily activities. And so once I heard that they didn't have shoes, I wanted to help. That was my biggest thing, is I wanted to help, and so I was able to get in contact with you and Mr. Tex, and it's just been amazing.
Yeah, so these shoes are for children that are in CPS custody.
CPS custody, yes.
Okay,
ma'am.
so BEAR, the organization, it's BEAR?
Yeah, be a resource, yes.
Okay, and so they provide shoes and resources for children in CPS custody.
Yeah, so they provide all different needs, hygiene products, clothing, shoes, many different things they provide.
You've actually gone to the facilities,
Yes.
met some of the children, and delivered some of the shoes.
Yes.
So what was that experience like?
It was very impactful. It really was. And, seeing that as a child, it makes you so grateful for what you have, and makes you every day just to be grateful for what you have and thankful for the type of parents you have. And so it's really impactful. It really, really is.
What do you feel that from meeting a lot of these children, do you feel that they need from our community more than anything?
They need a lot of love and support, and they need more. A lot of people think when they think of BEAR, be a resource, they think of toys, for Christmas, for different holidays, but what they really, really need are necessities like hygiene, clothing, shoes especially. They didn't have any shoes. When I went, they didn't have any shoes. The second time I went, they had 2 pairs of shoes.
Wow.
And so it was a really, really big change for them to have 128 pairs of shoes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I've gotten in touch with your program, and you also have a QR code that we'll be able to share with our viewers today, where I thought it was just so unique and so just so easy to use, where you click on the QR code and it takes you to Amazon.
Yes.
It has a list of all the shoes. The prices are there that start at what? $4?
$4 to $24.
Right.
Yeah.
And as soon as you put stuff in the cart, the mailing address is already in there. The shipping address is already there.
Super simple, super easy. Yeah.
And you can, put maybe $100 worth of shoes in there
Exactly.
and have a pair of shoes for a few children in CPS custody. So you don't have to wait for the holiday season. You don't have to wait for that Christmas season. All year long, this is available. Now, can anybody help with the distribution?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Anyone can help if they want to come along. They're more than welcome to.
Yeah, the more the merrier,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So tell me a little bit about what drives you, Amanda. What I know that you have this honor of being Miss Teen Houston Latina, but at the same time, I feel like in knowing you, there's so much more that moves you, and there's a passion for helping others. Where does that come from?
It comes from God. It really does. God, the way I am today or where I am today is nowhere compared to where I was last year. And so I give all the glory and all thanks to God, because I truly would not be where I am today without him.
So you mentioned last year. What was going on last year?
Last year I had a lot of depression. I started my quinceañera choreography company, and I got a lot of hate for it. And I was in a very deep depression and very sad. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to go anywhere. I wanted to close down my company. But my parents, they kept pushing me, like, put your faith in God, put your faith in God. And I was born into Christianity, but last summer, I really, put all my focus on God. And he truly brought me out of depression, he truly did. And I was able to start modeling, do more quinceañera choreography, be Miss Teen Houston Latina. It's been very amazing.
That's a great testimony, because you think about a lot of different people, teens or even younger or even adults that day to day, they want to pursue their goals. They want to pursue their passions, and you have naysayers and you have bullies all over the internet.
Exactly.
I mean, adults get bullied just as much as teens get bullied these days. And it's sad to see, but I'm so proud that you leaned on God to find that strength. To keep going, because now you see that the blessings are flowing, right?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
abundance is now here.
Exactly.
And opportunities and doors are being opened. So if that's a word for anybody, is to continue to follow those passions and follow your heart, because that's going to lead you in the right direction. And you never know what's around the corner if you just hang on
Yeah, and
for
just
another
to
day.
take a chance on yourself. I didn't take a chance on myself for many years. I was with the dance studio, and I told myself I would always be there. But I left, and I started a life with, God and my journey. And so when I first received my banda, I presented it to God, and I told him, use me as an instrument to spread your word, spread your love, and let people know that you're with them and that you love them. And so it's been amazing. I've been able to speak about God to many people.
I love that. I love that.
Thank
I'm so
you.
proud
I
of you.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And you have so many other things that you have going on. This is just one of the initiatives you have, from vaping prevention,
Yes.
and just so many other things that we could go on. And I want people to be able to keep up with you and your movement. So you're all over social media.
Yes, on Instagram.
Okay, so where can they follow you?
Amanda.Marroquin_.
Okay, I'm also following you, so if you guys want to
Yes.
follow me, of course I'll be posting up Miss Amanda here. But also, I did want to talk about your honor, right, and the banda. And so, what else is your responsibility in being Miss Teen Houston Latina?
So our biggest responsibility is to be a role model, and so I truly try to stick to that, always be humble, because like I said, I wouldn't be where I am a year ago without God. And so I just always keep, God my focus. And why I wanted to become Miss Teen Houston is to help out my community. I've been able to help out, children, seniors, adults in so many different ways, and sometimes it can get a little rough, but, we just push through with God, because, if you think about it, raising 128 pairs of shoes, I didn't do that all alone. My community helped out, and so it's been good, yeah.
So this is a year run that you have,
Yes.
okay? And so then you get a crown? How does that work?
Well, so I got announced in September, and so I have till this September, and then I'm competing for Miss Teen Texas.
Oh, all right.
Miss Teen Texas Latina.
Man, you got this in the bag, girl. You got this
you.
in
I
the
appreciate
bag.
it.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
again, tell everybody how they can participate with the Bear organization.
Yeah, so in my bio and my Instagram, there's a link there that you can click on it, and it takes you straight to Amazon, and you can help donate some shoes.
All right, thank you so much for
Of
being
course,
here.
thank you so much
And
for
I'm
having
so
me.
proud of you. Continue the great work and
Thank you.
spreading the word of God, and
Amen.
also inspiring other teens and myself as well. So you're inspiring a lot of people in the community. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Hola, gente. You're watching Hustle Vida. I'm your host, Jessica Jeanz. And this performance is brought to you by Gonzalez Law Group at Up Above Media Studios. And this is Latin R&B platinum recording artist, Frankie J.
Can't believe you had the nerve to say the things you said. They hurt so bad that they ended our relationship. Can't believe it. 4 years gone down the drain. How I wish things would have happened so differently. Tried to save us many times, but still you couldn't see it. You kept insisting and resisting that you would not fall again. Now you're trying to tell me that you're sorry, and you're trying to come back home. You're telling me you really need me, crying, begging, both knees are on the floor. But baby, I don't wanna try, don't wanna try, don't wanna try no more. You keep insisting when you know our love is out the door. Don't wanna try, cause all we do is fight. Say things that hurts bad to where we both begin to cry. Don't wanna try, about just heading up. It's been a rough road, baby, just let it go. Don't wanna try, don't wanna try no more. Tell me what's the use of holding on when all we do is hurt our love. Recuerdo cuando hablábamos en el teléfono. Surgían planes de un hogar solo para los dos, con ilusiones de volverse en realidad. Pero ahora eso se va tan lejos de mí. Tuve que enfrentarme a la verdad, yeah. Después de tanto tiempo que lo que me hiciste pasar, baby. Y ahora regresas para convencerme a comenzar de nuevo. Que te arrepientes, que me quieres, que no olvidas, que no aguantas el dolor, yeah. Don't wanna try, don't wanna try, don't wanna try no more. You keep insisting when you know our love is out the door. Don't wanna try, cause all we do is fight. Say things that hurts bad to where we both begin to cry. Don't wanna try about just heading up. It's been a rough road, baby, just let it go. Don't wanna try no more. Tell me what's the use of holding on when all we do is hurt our love. Oh, baby, and it hurts so bad, baby. Oh, no, baby. Don't wanna try, don't wanna try no more, babe. Ya no es igual, ya no es igual. No. Don't wanna try, I don't wanna try no more, babe. Don't wanna try no more. Si una vez dije que te amaba, hoy me arrepiento. Si una vez dije que te amaba, no sé lo que pensé, estaba loco. Si una vez dije que te amaba y que por ti la vida daba. Si una vez dije que te amaba, no lo vuelvo a hacer. Ese error es cosa de ayer. Yo te di todo mi amor y más. Y tú de todo te arrepientes.
expuesto a tus pies. Y tan solo con desprecio me has pagado, pero ahora ves. Si una vez dije que te amaba, hoy me arrepiento. Si una vez dije que te amaba, no sé lo que pensé, estaba loco. Si una vez dije que te amaba y que por ti la vida daba. Si una vez dije que te amaba, no lo vuelvo a hacer. Ese error es cosa de ayer.